And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the WardiTV Monday number 18, your weekly dose of open StarCraft. Here we go. I'm of course Side VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to the initial rounds. Welcome to the round of 32, exclamation mark B in the chat. If you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves, the bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, the bracket has just begun, and we are jumping into our first series here, into our first PvP. Our first of many. We'll see. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the German Protoss player, the green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Filipino Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is DaSh. Un momento. I'll get on the player names. Un momento. Bam. Beautiful and spawning. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat as you have a minute or so to place your bets while you can. Again, it's been quite some time since we have featured DaSh. It's been far too long. DaSh, of course, is an up-and-coming player in the Southeast Asian region. Has been improving a lot, especially over the past couple of years. And, of course, did reach GM, did reach the upper echelons of the ladder. But we haven't seen him in quite some time. It's been a couple of months since the last time we casted DaSh, so I'm here for him. I'm ready for him. We'll see how he compares to Jumy. Jumy's going to be coming in as the heavy favorite, but we'll see how DaSh does respond. We'll see how he does open up. For now, two gate opener out of DaSh. Jumy going for the gate, Cybercore into expansion with the low ground setup. Here we go. So we have our low ground setup here from Jumy, going for more economic opener. And DaSh will have the option to go for an all-in. We'll have the option here. As, we might have just seen a cancel there. So a little bit of misplaced Nexus. That is going to be gate expansion before the Cyber. Jumy, calm down. Very greedy build here by Jumy. We do see DaSh going with a gas steal, being as annoying as possible, but alas, he did not deny the expansion, and with that, the Nexus will complete. And it's going to be on DaSh to try to punish this greed and potentially set up for a proxy. Alas, he's being chased down. He's being chased down here by Jumy, and as a result, he won't be able to quite get a pylon. Not yet, not with this probe. No, with this worker. Likewise, Jumy across the map, making sure that there is an expansion, that there is going to be a setup. Here we go. Hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. Again, a bit of a later start here to the event. Just waiting for the players to get ready, waiting for the bracket to go live as well. But we're here. We're back. As the gas will eventually be brought down. The second gas here being taken on the low ground. Backup gateways on the way, and Jumy does expand. Jumy does take the natural. Okay. So he is going for that natural setup. So far, everything's looking relatively normal, relatively standard. Here we go. As he's walling up, likewise, DaSh is being active on the map, but again, there is no proxy setup, so we're just going to be settling in and getting to our tech of choice. We'll see if we go for a Twilight Council, a Robo, or Stargate. We have the answer. Twilight Council opener here out of DaSh, likewise out of Jumy as well, getting into Blink, getting into our 2-base setups. Oh, Jumy does throw down a third gateway. Interesting. So he's going to have extra warp pins available here, and our eyes are going to be on whether or not he sets up a fourth gateway or even a proxy fourth gateway as well. As Jumy setting up for a potentially more aggressive follow-up here in the mid-game. Potentially. DaSh still being active. Oh, is going to be deflected. At least the hallucination goes down. Again, where do we go from here? Does either player expand? Does either player throw down extra gateways? Hallucination does confirm the third gate. DaSh is at least aware of that. And does he take an expansion? Debs moving out here to harass into the natural. And there's the third gateway for DaSh as well. He's keeping up production-wise. Is keeping up. And Fs have arrived. They delay the expansion. Jumy is attempting a third base. So this also kind of confirms here that Jumy is just going to be macroing, getting his third up and running, and settling it. Likewise, DaSh threatening a shade once again. Pulls away. And DaSh, he will commit into the mineral line. And he can one-shot probes. He can, but ooh, doesn't quite pull it off. Both of them going to be going down. Nice defense here from Jumy. At the same time, though, DaSh collapses on the third base, and he does force a cancel. Does force a cancel, kills the pylon. Nicely done. Pulls away, faster third base. DaSh in a pretty good position. Not bad. But can he survive the counterattack? Bearing in mind that Jumy has had an extra gateway for longer, so Jumy, he's up in Stalkers, is pushing in. Nice force fields. Up. Catches one Stalker, not quite the other. Not a bad catch, but that was a lot of force fields for one Stalker. As DaSh needs more reinforcements, does warp in. Needs a little bit more time. Likewise, Jumy going to be threatening a shade towards the natural at the same time. Pulling him apart. Forges are on the way. Jumy expanding back at home. Getting his own third base. Is rotating once again. This should just be a distraction. Pulling DaSh out of position. Going for the Nexus. An Epsay shade in. And DaSh, he does notice. Does react. Probes are going to be going down. Likewise, Jumy pushing in. Should not get the expansion. Oh, he goes for the dive. Dives in the army. He gets one. He gets three Stalkers. Three Stalkers going down. A depth stay finally cleaned up. And Jumy, he does take the better fight. Does pull DaSh apart. Takes out almost every single Stalker. The sentries as well. Jumy is running out of steam here. So from here, he most likely has to back off. There is no shield battery on the high ground. Well, he has to blink away. But reinforcements have arrived. And with the reinforcements, Jumy, it looks like he has enough. He takes down the mineral line, takes down the Stalkers. And Jumy has a broken DaSh in one fell swoop, just pulling him apart and taking advantage of the Stalkers. In a mirror matchup, one bad fight, that could be it. That could be game. One bad fight is sometimes all it takes. As from here, the Stalkers, they do trade with the Zealots. Zealots, they tank some shots. Reinforcements once again, they have arrived, warping in 3 Stalkers at a time. And there's no saving the expansion. There's no saving this third base. Not anymore. So Jumy brings it down. He has the high ground as well. Takes down the Stalkers. And it's just an uphill battle here for DaSh. Just down perpetually here in the army supply. He just cannot keep up. Not with the same amount of gateways, not with the same amount of warp-ins. As Jumy just rallying in at this point. He can just aim. He could just send it. Could just force the issue. For now, he does back off. We have a massive gateway explosion on the way. 6 gates in production. 4th gateway as well. Sorry, 4th Nexus as well. Jesus. Getting a 4th expansion. And Jumy from here, he can just skyrocket ahead. Again, DaSh was keeping up until he was pulled apart. To that one moment where the Epsay dragged away some of the supply. And Jumy overwhelmed. And there it is. GG gets called. Jumy, he will take game number 1. GG. Jumy will take a lead in the series. And DaSh will take a loss here in game 1. We'll see if he can bounce back in game number 2. Again, when it comes to the openers, everything was looking quite solid for DaSh. If you recall, he was denying the expansion. He was getting a couple of probes. He was getting some pylons. Like, it was some good value early on. Just unfortunate that he wasn't able to keep up with the movement of Jumy with the army, and with that, did get pulled apart. But now we're getting ready here for game number 2. Let's go. Loading into that second game. It's going to be on ley lines. Here we go. And we'll see if DaSh can force the ace match or if Jumy advances on from here. When it comes to our... no. When it comes to our... I almost got locked in, Pappy. I almost got locked in. But when it comes to our bracket here, we'll be going over the matches after this series. There's a lot to get into. There's a lot to go over. The bracket is massive, of course. Again, round of 32, as I did mention. So there's a lot of matches and a lot of players that are getting involved. There's a lot to get into. We'll get there. We'll get there. For now, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the German Protoss player leading the series 1-0. It is Jumy. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Filipino Brodos, the red Brodos. It is DaSh. Here we go. We have our PvP. Now, last game, Jumy did open up with the low ground expansion with the gateway into Nexus, but the reason for that is because there was a ramp coming into the natural. That is not the case here. That is not the case here on Leyline, so it is unsafe. It is considered greedy and risky to open up on the low ground or open up with a faster Nexus, so we have the high ground setup here from Jumy. Likewise, same can be said for DaSh as well. So this time we have mirrored builds. If you recall, we did have some slight deviations in Game 1. As DaSh is coming in with the Probe Scouts, we'll get eyes on the 2-gate opener of Jumy. Get eyes on the opener. It's just 2-gate versus 2-gate. There is no second worker out on the map. There's no proxy pylon. There's no fake proxy pylon. No proxies whatsoever. So far, everything looking as it should. You can see Jumy does hide his third pylon here on the right-hand side. Sorry, hide his second pylon on the right-hand side. And DaSh does not see it, does not spot it. So based on DaSh's vision here, it looks like there is a pylon missing. And he might be lured into believing that there is a pylon out on the map. Just because he has yet to really confirm the corner of the base, but there it is. He does check, he does confirm, he gets eyes on the pylon. So thankfully DaSh, he does double check, he is aware, and he is now safe and sound, or at least he feels safe and sound. From this, DaSh is going to be opening up Double Stalker. A much more assertive opener here out of DaSh. With Double Stalker, he can move out across the map, he can try to threaten the army, gain map control, follow this up with a third and fourth Stalker as well to maintain map presence. Or he could follow this up with sentries for a bit of a safer response instead. Speaking of, yep, there it is. Third and fourth Stalker on the way for DaSh. He is going to be moving out, and that is a probe moving out alongside this. This looks like a proxy. This looks like potentially the beginning of a one-base all-in. Instead of expanding, oh no! Oh, the Adepts, they do find they find the probe. They do come across it. Jumy did notice. You can see the movement with the Adepts. He is aware. He's aware the probe is out on the map. Adepts, they are going to be intercepted. And with the probe being scattered, does he commit? Do we commit here? He does. He does commit here into a proxy. Now, I appreciate that this probe does actually rotate from the left all the way to the right. You can see here that Jumy, he's looking for the probe. The probe was headed in this direction, which is why DaSh doubled back. He doubled back instead, rotating over towards the opposite side for that proxy. So really smart maneuvering here from DaSh, considering he's going all in. Behind this, Blink is on the way. 2-gate setup here. Third gateway in the main base, and I believe a fourth gateway across the map. But Jumy, he is on the hunt. Again, he knows he saw that probe. He knows it somewhere, and he found it. He finds it regardless here. Does not get away. And with that, this proxy is going to be shut down. We have backup pylons here from DaSh. He knows he cannot transition out of this. Not anymore. The expansion is just far too late. Jumy, his own is almost done. Pylon goes down. There's 2 more pylons. And do these pylons even finish? I mean, DaSh is on the way to protect, to keep this going. Alas, Jumy does have extra sentries. He does have the defense advantage. He's up in army supply. DaSh looking for another way in. Probe goes down. The proxy is protected. And behind this, it is a robo opener here from Jumy. Robo opener into Immortals. And that'll make up for the lack of Stalkers. On the one hand, yes, DaSh will have extra Stalkers. He will have Blink as well. Blink is almost done. If he gets high ground vision, he can dive into the main base. It's only if he has a sentry and a hallucination. But the Immortal will make up for that. And it's not going to be easy to break Jumy. Not here, not with this delayed all-in. Meanwhile, there's only one shield battery. First Immortal has arrived. Diving in the army. Force fields will lock this down. With the Stalkers, they're trying to get out of here, but last Immortal does so much damage to the back line. Yeah, the punish is real. Looking at the trades, that was 3 for 4. Okay, not the best trades here from DaSh. Warping in more Stalkers, he's still committed. Behind this, I'm a little bit concerned with the with only one shield battery. Is concerning. Immortal 3 volleys and it does go down. That was a lot of hits. Stalker's getting picked off. Second Immortal has arrived. And Jumy's holding. I would still like a second shield battery, not gonna lie. It would give me some solace here. Oh. As the Stalker count is building back up. Chipping with the army, they do trigger the shields. Shields do get triggered. Poking in. Poking to the army. Force fields a kind of catch one Stalker. Less than ideal. But here we go. Second Immortal has arrived. And here we go for the dive. First Immortal takes it's too much. It takes too long to kill an Immortal. GG gets called. And Jumy, he holds the defense against the all-in. And Jumy will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Jumy does take the series again. Very impressive defense, very impressive scouting. More importantly, he was able to get eyes on the probe. Once he saw the probe, he knew that there was something wrong, something was up. He found the proxy, delayed it. Likewise, able to prepare beautifully with that robo back at home. Again, a robo response is ideal in that situation, gives you early immortals. So even though you're down in Stalkers, the immortal more than makes up for it. It tanks a lot of shots and it dishes out a lot of damage to those Stalkers. GG, well played. Jumy takes the series. And with that, we're going to be following Jumy into the next round. And let's find out where he's headed. I believe he has an opponent. Exclamation mark B in the chat. If you guys want to have a look at it yourselves, let's switch our scenes over